All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to be doing a problem on composite area. Here it looks like we have a semicircle and a trapezoid. So first up, what we have to do is we're going to write out the shapes that we notice. So we see that we have a semicircle. That's half of a circle. So we have a semicircle, and then we've got to add the area of the trapezoid. Okay. All right, so this is where you need to either look up these formulas in a formula chart, so we can have that set up. So if we know that this is going to be half of a circle, we're going to go ahead and we're going to say, hey, this is going to be half of the area equation of a circle. So that would be half of pi r squared. And then we look up that equation for finding the area of a trapezoid, which is going to be 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times the height. And we'll talk about what the bases are in a minute. Okay, so let's go ahead and start filling this stuff in. Now, what is your radius in this semicircle? Remember that in a circle, the radius is half of the diameter. And it looks like they did give you the diameter of this circle or semicircle, which is the total would be 30. So what's half of 30? Should be 15. So that would be your radius. All right, then we have the area of a trapezoid, and here we get to the B1 and B2. So what the B1 and B2 stand for, we call them the bases. And what the bases are the two parallel lines in the trapezoid. Remember, a trapezoid only has one pair of parallel lines. We learned that before. And we've already highlighted one, so which would be the 30. So that base 1 is going to be 30. Okay? And I just want to make sure you can see that I'm highlighting that. Now, the second base is going to be that other one that's parallel to that 30, which would be 48. And so that's going to be your base 2. All right, so we'll just go ahead and plug these numbers in. And so that would be 30 plus 48. And H stands for the height. And so remember, your height is always going to have to be at a 90-degree angle to the bottom, right? Because you don't measure height at a slanted angle. So you can see that they have given us that. And so 15 would be your height. And from here, we're just going to go ahead and plug this into the calculator and get our answer. So we're going to go ahead and get our final answer here. I'm going to go ahead and go to our calculator. And as you can see, I've already plugged it in. So you would be typing in 1/2 pi 15 squared plus 1/2 times 30 plus 48 times 15. Make sure you're typing it in correctly. Can't talk today. And so you see that the answer here says it's 938.429. Now the question is, you need to, how are we going to round this? Because we need to round our answer to the nearest to the nearest tenth. That means we only want one number after the decimal. So remember to round. This is extremely important because if you put in an answer that is incorrect, you're going to get it wrong if you don't round correctly. So make sure you understand this very clearly. So if we want to round to the nearest tenth, the number right after the decimal is 4. We're going to look at the number right next to that, to the right of 4. And we see that it's the number 2. And so if this number is less than 5, we need to just leave that 4 as it is. But if this number 2, what if it was greater than 5? If it was 5 or above, we would have to change this 4 to the next number up. So what's the number right next to 4? The next one up would be 5. And so we would have to, that's how we say round up. We would round that number 4 to the number 5, and that our final answer would have been 938.5. But because that 2 is less than 5, we're going to leave it as a 4 and eliminate the other two numbers. So the number 2 and 9 we would eliminate, and so our final answer will be 938.4. Okay, remember, if you do not do that and you type in all of the whole thing that you've got in the calculator, or if you don't round it correctly, your answer could potentially be completely incorrect. So 938.4 is our final answer. Okay, I hope that helps.